All right. Let me get my stuff done, what I need to get done. Let's go into the city. Save over here. Man, do we got a lot to talk about. I know a lot of people are just confused as to what's going on. NBA 2K announcing college basketball incorporated into NBA 2K26. We got a lot to talk about. Let me just finish this off here and we'll get into all the details. I know folks are not keeping up with the times, but I've been posting about this college stuff for a minute. We reviewed it in great detail, how 2K got the license for a college basketball game, how they went about it, and we'll discuss it here in this live stream. Cameron, what up, man? Fear God, Ron in the building, AJ, massive. Rest in peace, lag switching. Still gonna be say college basketball still gonna be unplayable. Ain't that song? Coach Z in the building. All right, let me get to the chat here. Bam Bam, what up, man? It was good, y'all. Where do we start? With all the issues that's going on, homie said rest in peace lag switching. I haven't heard anything about lag switching fully being addressed, but soon as I did some digging today and I didn't see anything about lag switching fully being addressed. What up, Niner? What's going on, man? But if I do hear something about it, I'll be sure to make a video on it. What up, Dennis Navarro? What's good, man? Do y'all want to see the trailer first? If you haven't seen the trailer, put the fire emojis in the chat. Let me know if you want to see the trailer first. We could dive right into all the details behind this new college basketball game incorporated into NBA 2K26 come the release of Season 5 this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Massive says, staying positive. Can we get a Zen update? As soon as I get more information on anything involving cheating, I'll definitely share it. Haven't played 2K. What up, Dietrich? Few days, think I'm done. Well, I think that's what 2K was thinking. The community is done, so let's introduce college basketball onto the scene. We're going to break down all the details. First time tapping in, 440 Kino. What up, man? Appreciate you joining. Thank you for tapping in. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Leave some thoughtful comments in the chat as we're going to be reading them off, and I'm going to use this live stream to make a video for tomorrow. So if you guys want your comments read, you put something interesting, you might have a chance to make it onto one of the videos. Imperial Sports Media, what up, man? Appreciate the fire emoji. Fire emojis, Jermaine Harden. You didn't know for Spider-Man 2 was free on PS Plus? I've been playing Assassin's Creed Unity. I wish EA could have made the college, and we'll get into it. Hey, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, y'all. Puerto Rico en la casa. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Just play some lag switchers that admitted to it. It's crazy. See, people have different experience. EA should take over college basketball. Well, EA was like that close, man. It was just right there, y'all. We'll get into it in this live stream. In case you guys don't know how 2K got the license, how 2K went about it, it'll give you some perspective on 2K's tactics behind the scenes and why there's no competition for 2K. EA had the license recommendation from the college licensing committee. What up, GHP Network? What's good? Plot twists. 2K owns Cronus anti plot twist. Oh, that's funny. It's like what's going on in the upper echelons of basketball, sports, gaming business. They don't know what the player is experiencing. And it seemed like the college licensing committee had an idea. At first, I got to show you. We're going to start from the beginning. But let's start from the beginning. Let's show you guys the college basketball trailer. I can't have any sound because I'm not sure if this music in the background is copyright. I imagine 2K, most of their trailers are copyright. But this 2K's introduction to college basketball classes in session. That's coming this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time with the season 5 update. They're going to have college mascots. It's going to be a part of the My Team game mode, and I'll break it all down and explain how this came about. But the introduction for college basketball is part of the My Team game mode in NBA 2K26. He said, I called that plot twist too. They have no real interest in stopping cheaters. As of right now, it's only for My Team. Now, there's supposed to be an intention to make a standalone college basketball game, but we'll break down the details. I just wanted to show you guys the trailer. We'll get into it in just a second. It looks dope, but real 2K players know it ain't going to be anything different. I like the idea of the college mascots. That's pretty dope. Look at the college mascots. I've been calling for college mascots for the longest time. I didn't realize they needed to look at the college mascots. I didn't realize they needed the licensing to make that happen. They'll be cheating in college too. What up, Spanish Jose? What's good, man? I've been good, Chad. What up, Chad? Just wanted, there we go. Here comes Duke. Woo, look at that. Look at the, I ain't gonna front, the mascots look dope, and that's a lot of hype in itself, just the mascots alone. I just wanted you guys to see the trailer, ball over everything. NBA 2K26 college basketball coming in season 5. And there you go, all the rewards. There you have it. The visuals look good. They're going to look good. 2K knows how to make the game look good. It's only when you attempt to make this game your daily driver that you see all its flaws. Did they say 100 overall? Am I tripping? I didn't catch that. They do this in My Team every year. Same copy and paste as always. Mascot's dope, but I'm not playing My Team. Well, the idea is just to introduce college basketball. I have a feeling like this is why we're not hearing anything from Mike Wang. They were probably working hard at this. This all came to fruition very recently, yeah. So I have a feeling that the lack of support on NBA 2K26 has to do with the development of this college basketball game. There was a lot of drama in regards to 2K getting this license for a college basketball game. And I'm going to explain all of that here. One of the first things that I want to show you is how 2K initially intended to roll out a college basketball game. You see, the college licensing committee first sent up to like a proposal to a bunch of different publishers. And 5 publishers responded back saying they were interested in making a college basketball game. EA and 2K both submitted bids to make this college basketball game. This is coming off of the success of college football. I think you guys all know how successful college football was. It was like the #1 selling game when it dropped. It outsold Call of Duty, and it outsold 2K. The college licensing committee knew this would bring a lot of like fanfare, and it'll get a lot of eyes on college basketball if they intended to make a basketball game and remake the success that college football had for colleges, for conferences. EA didn't necessarily fold. It's just 2K is that powerful. TJ, the artist, said EA folded. I kind of get it. I get what you mean. It's like EA didn't have enough strength to go up against 2K. The college licensing committee wasn't in agreement with 2K's bid, which we're going to pull up right now. This was 2K's initial bid. Their initial bid for a college basketball game. Now, you got the college licensing committee sending out proposals to publishers asking, are you guys willing and able to make a college basketball game? 2K and EA both responded by submitting bids. This was 2K's bid. 2K proposed a non-exclusive model for a limited number of D1. Hold on, I got to pull this up here because I can't read it because of the chat. Let me just pull it up separately. 2K Sports proposed a non-exclusive model for a limited number of D1 basketball teams that would be in a 5v5 tournament gameplay format integrated into its NBA 2K My Team mode via downloadable content, DLC. They wanted to charge you guys. Now, don't trip yet. Don't just trip out. Don't trip fully. Says a separate purchase in addition to the purchase of the NBA game. 2K would assess the viability of a standalone college basketball game that would be contingent on some measurable milestones for 2K28. This was the initial bid, y'all. This is the initial bid that 2K submitted when the College Licensing Committee sent out the proposal to publishers, including DLC sales had to meet/exceed $3 million. So they wanted to initially submit this in 2K26. They wanted to sell you guys a DLC that was incorporated into My Team game mode. And with the purchases made from that DLC, it had to meet or exceed the $3 million mark. It also had to have a 50% propensity to buy a full game from consumer surveys. So after they sold you the game, they were then going to send you a survey to fill out and inquire whether or not you would consider buying a standalone basketball game from your experience playing the DLC. Any commitment for a standalone college game would come at 2K's discretion after the assessment. So 2K went into it like big and bold. What up, Grayson? What's good? 2K went into this whole meeting with the College Licensing Committee big and bold and basically said, even off of the success of college football, they said, no, if you want us to make a college basketball game, then this is how it's going to be. We're going to make a DLC incorporated to help us sell NBA 2K26, incorporated into the My Team game mode. And if we meet 3 million in sales, then we'll consider making a standalone game. But that was going to be over the course. There's more details behind this. That was going to be over the course of a few years. They were going to incorporate 16 teams, then 32 teams, then 64 teams, year over year. The College Licensing Committee wasn't in agreement with that, which I'll show you the original CL layout terms. And I'll raise this up just a little bit. It says the original CLC memo laid out the terms of EA Sports proposal, stating that EA was the only company that has submitted a bid for a standalone arcade simulation featuring every men's and women's basketball team in Division 1. That was where it stood. After the College Licensing Committee reviewed both bids from both EA and 2K, they didn't like what 2K had on offer, so they in turn recommended EA to make the college basketball game. You guys remember that? I'll pull up the screenshot. Let me pull it up in case you guys don't. I'll pull it up right now. There's why 2K sent out this post, which I'll pull up on screen right now. They sent out this post. Bring the madness. Let's run it back. 2K, EA thought that they had this in the bag. But what changed? They thought they got the recommendation from the College Licensing Committee, which is pretty much a done deal, considering that all parties involved respected the NDA agreement, the non-disclosure agreement. They weren't supposed to talk about this with the conferences. They weren't supposed to go directly to the conferences, but that's exactly what 2K did, according to Mike Brown. This was reported by Mike Brown. Really wild. So we're going to pull it up. I'll just paraphrase. I'll paraphrase what I know from what had happened, because it was shady business. Shady business. 2K breaking the non-disclosure agreement went directly to the conferences and had them hold off on giving this licensing agreement to EA. while they recreated a whole new bid to offer the college licensing committee. How the whole my career seasons, my team stuff. They in turn ended up proposing a new bid and then won this college licensing agreement, took it right from EA's hands. They held off the conferences, asked the conferences, chill, don't give it to EA yet. Just don't give it to EA yet. Let us come up with a new bid. We'll submit the bid. And, the college licensing committee is thinking, we just want somebody to make a good basketball game that'll help bring more fans to college sports, like college football did for conferences. They were thinking to remake that in basketball format. And 2K, what they first proposed was not good enough. It was not sufficient to meet the success of college football, which I think was a slap in the face considering how successful college football was. They still submitted that bid saying, nah, we're going to make the money first. If we meet 3 million in sales, then we'll consider making a standalone game. College licensing committee was like, hell nah. We know the potential for success in a college basketball game. We just need somebody to make it. EA stepped up and said, we'll make it. We got you. We'll incorporate every team in college sports and college basketball. Don't worry about it. We'll put the conference's best interests at the forefront to help bring more fans to college sports. Let's go, Coachy. Appreciate the sub, Greggy. If anybody else hasn't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Join us just crazy to see what takes place behind the scenes and how 2K deboed EA right out the way. So get up out of here, man. We got this. And they ended up holding off on that whole election and winning this bid to make college basketball. And we're getting our first glimpse of what 2K has on offer this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time when Season 5 drops. Feels like 2K are making the games for their shareholders, not the customers. There needs to be comp somewhere. And that's exactly what's happening. It seems like 2K is making games for their shareholders and no longer the player base. It does seem like that. But that's where we stand. Whereas THQ, their games used to be fire. The games used to be fire, yeah. It's more arcadey type of stuff, but yeah. Fun. Definitely fun. "2K Sports wants its own college basketball game after all." According to a new report from the Sports Business Journal, 2K is making plans to develop a standalone basketball game. That was according to the Sports Business Journal. Jason Wilson reports that 2K Sports plans on a standalone game that would feature more than 100 men's and women's teams that would all receive fair market value. This is where it says here, this new report comes after 2K and Take-Two Interactive's proposal regarding having college basketball as a DLC in its NBA 2K games was discovered. The original proposal to the college licensing company, CLC, called for teams within the mode, increasing in number year over year. It also mentioned a full college game dependent on sales performance of said DLC. That was the original proposal that the CLC was not in agreement with. Now, 2K broke there. Now, let me help break this down because this is the other griminess that had taken place behind the scenes. Because NBA 2K broke the non-disclosure agreement with the CLC about all the parties that were involved with a proposal and bid for a college basketball game, NBA 2K went directly to the conferences, which they weren't supposed to do according to this NDA, at least reported. That's what we knew from what Mike Brown had reported. Going behind the back of the CLC. Now, the CLC hadn't yet released 2K's original proposal. They just said they pretty much were in agreement with giving the license to EA. So they must have told EA, which is why EA sent out that announcement. Meanwhile, 2K is going behind the scenes, going directly to the conferences saying, chill, don't give it to them yet. Let us come back with a new bid for this proposal. And they ended up doing that. And the CLC didn't like that 2K went directly to the conferences, so they in turn responded by publicly releasing 2K's formal initial bid, saying this is why we gave it to EA, because 2K didn't have our best interests at heart. They just really wanted to make more money off of their player base by offering their player base an additionally priced DLC. You guys would be paying more. If it wasn't for this whole thing happening right now in NBA 2K26, if 2K had won the initial bid with that initial bid that they gave for that proposal, we would be paying for a DLC right now. That was 2K's plan. Not only would we be paying for it, they wanted sales to meet or exceed $3 million in order to even consider a standalone basketball game. So wild that because this happened behind the scenes, now we don't have to pay for this college basketball game. What up, dog? Life was good, man. 2K had a college basketball back in the day. When 2K gave you all college teams, no one bought it. So why go all out first? Because it's different. This is coming off of the success of the college football. Let me show you guys. I'll pull it up. Best-selling sports video games of 2024, EA Sports College Football 25 is at the top of that list, beating out NBA 2K25, beating out Madden NFL 2K25, beating out EA Sports FC 25. They beat out everything. It was the #1 selling sports game because the gaming industry realized how successful the college football game was and how successful college sports can actually be. And that's when this conversation all started. We can't take it from back in the day. The games weren't the same. Nothing was the same. And we have years between those releases. And because there's been so many years that we haven't experienced college basketball, it would in turn generate the same type of success and wave that college football gave their college conferences. What up, Slim? What's good, brother? Hey, David said it's snowing, bro. Man. So I know folks are wondering, like, well, they already had a college basketball game. It didn't do well before, but why? No, it's a whole different wave. They found out how much college football sold, so they was like, we want a piece of that too. He said, these investors should just pay civilians to go to these meetings so it should stay grounded. Well, I mean, we don't have that type of money. It's a different type of money. Quavo said, be honest. Who's actually buying 2K or a college basketball game next year? If we're being honest, a lot of people. If we're being honest, that's just the honest facts. A lot of people are going to buy NBA 2K27 and they're going to buy the college basketball game. It's going to generate a wave. I don't know how 2K is going to handle the rest of NBA 2K26 considering they're already rolling out this college basketball game incorporated into NBA 2K26 for the My Team game mode. We don't know what's to come for the remainder of NBA 2K26. It'd be in their best interest to really offer support for all the main issues in regards to cheating on 2K26. So that way, when this year ends, people would really consider buying a college basketball game released by 2K. But if this continues to snowball, no pun intended, if it continues to snowball, I still think 2K will meet a lot of sales, but it'll come with an asterisk. Their reputation is slowly getting tarnished. They need to step up and address these main issues. Get a couple of millions people to give one. We got cash. I don't get why everyone thinks 2K should fear GTA. You can't do in GTA what you can do in 2K. So yeah, people might play 2K less, but most of us are still gonna buy and play 2K in addition to GTA. Now I'm glad you mentioned that, Mud Dog, and I feel the same exact way. I feel it's facts what Mud Dog just expressed. I think people are still. I don't think it's necessarily competition for 2K. That GTA is going to be so big that every game in the industry that's released around the same time frame is going to suffer a loss in sales. I think where it's going to hurt 2K is because 2K makes their money through recurrent consumer spending. In fact, there's a huge percentage of their money, 77 to 80% of their money comes from recurrent consumer spending, and players have to be on the game and fall victim to 2K's gameplay design in order to, generate a transaction or convert on a transaction. So considering that's the case, GTA is going to take a lot of players' time. They're the ones who are going to have that player retention. Not to say that 2K players will not still go back to play some basketball, but they're not going to be on as much. And if they're not on as much, they're less likely to fall victim to 2K's gameplay design that encourages you or persuades you to make a transaction. So I think it is going to hurt every game in the industry, and it's going to certainly tap into 2K's revenue source, microtransactions. So interesting stuff. You act like it's not over 5 million people on this game just because we know not to buy it. The other 4 million will. I appreciate you saying that, and I feel the same way. We cannot act like, there's people out there who don't even realize the cheating problem exists. It'll be a slow bleed, but not enough to make a dent in their empire. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. Yep. What the homie said. How's he said might do something to the server on GTA to get players on 2K. Nah, they're part of the same. This is all Take-Two. They can't mess around. 2K and Rockstar are both under Take-Two. So they can't mess around. And I'm sure they're well aware, like Take-Two is well aware of who's going to be the big dog on scene on release. They're well aware. They're probably just preparing 2K. Just chill, B. Don't do anything stupid. Y'all good. We know you're going to take a hit in sales. Just let GTA rock. I don't think people really understand how massively game-changing GTA will be, especially once GTA Online comes. You can forget it. Nobody is playing 2K. The game is going to shut the world down. I think, like the homie Mud Dog said, I think people are still going to be playing 2K. GTA won't fill that basketball fix, and 2K makes sure that there's no other company out there that can get consumers that basketball fix. So they're gonna, just like with anything, we always come back to basketball. If we love the sport, we're always gonna come back. But it's just gonna, like the homie Templar said, I don't think folks are fully realizing how big GTA is actually gonna be. They're changing the whole gaming industry just by release, just by talking about it and releasing trailers is wild. If 2K get a new, listen, if I could tell you this, if what you guys are saying is true, because Vibe with Ant said nobody is gonna play 2K27. If what you guys are saying is true, then there won't be a 2K28 or 2K29. If nobody's playing 2K27, there won't be room to make a 2K28 or 29. And I'm here to tell you, break the news to you, that there is going to be a 2K28. There is going to be a 2K29, 2K30, all of that. They ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. I feel the next 2K better be beyond goated. That's what we say every year. I would imagine that 2K will provide even it'll be less. I think 28 is going to be even less impactful because they know it's going to be releasing around the same time. I would expect 2K28 to be even more copy and paste than ever before. Just like a buy year. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a buy week, a buy year. Just like, nah, we can't put too much effort into this joint because it's releasing with GTA. Let's just chill. Most of that budget wasn't allocated to marketing like 2K's budget is. It's true. GTA doesn't have a lot of marketing going on. What up, old man beginner? What's good, man? Lou Reeves in the building. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What did I miss about the college basketball update on 2K? We've been talking about it for a minute. We're going on 30 minutes now, breaking down everything involved with how 2K got the license to create this college basketball game, how it first initially got started in a My Team game mode, because that was part of 2K's initial bid for this college basketball game, and they made it happen. The only difference now is we don't have to pay for a DLC, or at least I don't think we do. It'd be crazy if season 5 drops and is presented to us in the form of DLC. Yeah, that'd be mind-blowing, because that was 2K's initial bid that the college licensing agreement didn't want to accept. They want 2K to make a standalone basketball game. This right here, what we're seeing for season 5, this update with the college basketball game, is just supposed to be an introduction to increase the hype for a standalone college basketball game. 2K's initial bid was to release something like a DLC. I'll repeat what I have mentioned before. They wanted to release something like a DLC, charge you guys to pay for this DLC that was incorporated into My Team game mode, and they needed to see about $3 million. They needed to meet or exceed $3 million in sales. It was only then that they were going to consider, with a 50% propensity for you guys to purchase a standalone basketball game. That needed to be in effect. All those things needed to happen for 2K to consider making a standalone basketball game. That's all changed now, because the college licensing committee didn't accept 2K's bid, and they ended up giving it to EA. It was only because 2K, from what I understand, reported by Mike Brown, went behind the college licensing committee's backs, and they went directly to the conferences and persuaded them to hold off on giving it to EA, allowing 2K time to recreate the bid and give us what we're getting on Friday, the introduction to a college basketball game. And 2K in the works of creating a standalone game. They wanted to roll out teams, 32 teams for the first year, or 16 teams for the first year. Second year, 32 teams, 64 for the year after that. They wanted to roll it out, and I think the standalone basketball game was going to be considered in 2032, if I'm not mistaken. It was going to be that far out. Mind you, we just had the success of the number one selling sports game in history was college football. We just had that. The college licensing committee saw that, and they wanted to recreate that with college basketball. 2K didn't have the conference's best interests at heart and just wanted to make more money off of the player base by offering us a college DLC while taking all the rights and licensing. All City GTA 6 content. Yeah, I'm here for it too, man. I'm looking forward to GTA 6 content. Maybe it'll be a pivot in our channels or our platform's direction. That'd be dope. I'm here for it. I'm here for the ride, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here for the ride. I'm not worried about this 2K or the next couple of 2Ks. Just not gonna pay the mortgage or the house bills for a couple of months and buy a Zen and all the scripts. That's what these other dudes are doing. I'm definitely more excited for GTA. I haven't really been hyped for GTA, and I tried going back to play GTA 5. I know a lot of people do role playing RP stuff. I'm more excited. I guess I don't know its full potential, like what they have on offer. I'm more excited for like because I hear things like you can make real money on GTA 6. I'm excited about the idea of even creating our own server. I'm excited about the potential for success with GTA from like a creator's perspective. You know what I'm saying? I'm locked in your channel. Appreciate it, Lou Reeves. Yeah, we're gonna be on it. We gotta be on it. It's like I said, like the homie Templar said, this game GTA is gonna be massive. EA is definitely not going free to play. The EA is no longer in the picture. They are no longer. That was their last hope. Was that college basketball game? Also, GTA server would be dope. Yeah, we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it for sure. If everyone is going to be streaming GTA, then that might be a good time to start a channel and stream 2K. It might be. It might be I could see that. It makes sense. A lot of creators starting might want to consider making content now. It'd be a whole new wave of viewers. Yeah, good luck with that boycott. Is never happening. Hey, Blair said GG's to EA. Yeah, EA's done, yeah. In regards to basketball, they out of here, man. 2K got this joint on lock. By the way, in case you guys don't know, 2K has made so much money for the NBA and vice versa that they now have a partnership with Take-Two. They've created a new venture called NBA Take-Two Media. It's a new partnership. I don't know what the details are behind that partnership because they're keeping that under wraps, but yeah, man. The NBA has partnered with a video game publisher. So who you think else is going to come up and make a basketball game? They pay a lot of money for that license. They must have paid something like 2 to 3 billion. I know the last time that they had an agreement, I think it was at $1.1 billion. I think it might have went up to 1.9. And then from there, I guess they had to negotiate a new deal, and they came up with this joint venture, NBA 2K, NBA Take-Two Media. They must have made each other so much money that they're like, all right, let's one hand wash the other type of thing. That's what would have to happen, Jerome BB. That's how I say too. It had to be like an independent game with no NBA players. You guys know the AA scene is like smashing video games and gaming awards left and right. These like small, tiny development teams that are just coming out of nowhere and dropping a game. We need that to happen for basketball. We need some young developers who understand why 2K players enjoy 2K, and it's mainly because you could create your own build. You have attributes tied to it, badges tied to it, and you could customize your look. If we have another developer come onto the scene that has all of that minus the NBA players' likenesses and NBA license, we might be onto something. But, 2K players, like I said once before, they're not going to accept just anything. We're spoiled, B. We like to think we would accept just anything until the game drops. As bad as 2K is and so many issues that they have when we're like on the game, they're light years ahead of any other competitors who would want to drop a video game. I feel like 2K's physics are way off, but I don't think it's easy for another developer to come up with the same type of physics. Considering this pro play and how maybe if they get the same technology that 2K uses for pro play and able to capture and generate animations through video footage, maybe if they get that same type of technology, then they could really create something. You'll be able to play basketball in GTA 6, just saying, yeah, we create our own players anyway. We don't need NBA players. It's facts. I wouldn't mind. But the physics have to be good. Like the physics have to be good. The fluidity, emotion, all that good stuff. I would love a b-ball game not associated with the NBA. Customize your player and his attributes will be dope. A lot of people would. I think a lot of people would. It's a high risk investment. So I think it had to be a small development team that just truly believes in developing a basketball game and go out there and try to make the best game they can. And it can be done because it's happening in other genres of gaming. It's happening right now. This was the past year. This past year, indie developers have taken over the scene. Small development teams, tiny development teams in comparison to these AAA developers have come and just took gamers' hearts. People love games like Expedition 33. They love that joint. Find something different from Pro Play. Pro Play is just a different way to capture animations. The reason why Pro Play is important, and the reason why I said if other young developers decided to take on Pro Play, is because they cannot afford to get these NBA players into a motion capture suit, not to mention all the equipment that's involved in capturing motion that you need. You know, it used to be NBA players would have to put on the motion capture suit and then go through the motions while all these cameras are on them so that they could generate digitally their motion. Now, with Pro Play and that technology, they're able to capture that same motion through video game footage and recreate, you know, their movements digitally. I don't know what you guys think Pro Play is, but Pro Play is just a different way to capture motion. Battlefield 6 broke my little heart. I want that game to be good so bad. Yeah, they got so many bad reviews. The annoying thing about 2K is that they're capable of making and maintaining a good game, but choose greed. And I feel the same way. They are capable of making creating an amazing experience, but they're taking baby steps, intentionally taking baby steps to maximize their profits. And I'm saying, damn, why not just go light years ahead of everything? But this type of stuff leaves room that we get to experience things like Expedition 33 just from a small development company, just creating tons of waves in the gaming industry because these AAA developers want to take baby steps. 2K is following the same practice of taking baby steps. And with every small step they take, they run the risk that another young dude is out there in like taking classes on like game engineering, and they might in turn have an opportunity in the future. Just like these other indie developers, and Expedition 33 is not the only one. What up, Deshaun? What's good? But I feel ya, man. I feel ya. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let me see what else is here. This new memo was consistent with that assessment. 2K's proposal was for a non-exclusive model for a limited number of D1 basketball teams that would be a 5v5 tournament gameplay format integrated into its NBA 2K game. 2K promised to assess the viability of a standalone game as early as 2030, assuming the initial release met certain milestones, which was the $3 million in sales and the 50% propensity to purchase a standalone game, which they were going to issue surveys to you guys who purchased the DLC to see if you were interested in buying a standalone game. It also proposed a limited number of teams, 16 total from the men's and women's game in year 1, 32 in year 2, and 68 in year 3. That has all since then changed, and now 2K is really considering a standalone basketball game for next year. And the reason why they got this bid is because the main reason why they got this bid is because they told whoever it was they had to convince, whether it was the conferences and the college licensing committee, when they redid their initial bid, they said they have the capacity to churn out a game much sooner than EA. So we're really going to get like a 2K game in college basketball jerseys. Yeah, Forza Horizon 6 is going to be sick. I love racing games. It's Japan this time. Yeah, I saw the Forza Horizon 6. I saw that too. 2K will have no issues with gameplay, servers, etc. You mean players won't have no issues with gameplay and servers, etc. because they won't be on it? That's funny. Let's see what else I got. In EA, it says here, EA Sports was reportedly targeting a 2028 release date for this revived college basketball video game series, and they just dropped the ball. It's so wild. So 2K's idea of a college basketball game was supposedly a DLC add-on to NBA 2K with 16 teams in year one, integrated into My Team as well, which is their Ultimate Team mode. Unbelievable. And this was all per Matt Brown with extra points. You guys could check this out. Just look up Matt Brown with extra points. He has the articles out there. I got a bunch of screenshots here. EA Sports College Football 25 had a strong sales performance, becoming the best-selling sports video game in the US by dollar sales and ranking second overall in US sales for 2024. I don't think folks realized how big of an impact college football had on the gaming industry. It was only behind Call of Duty Black Ops 6. The game's popularity is attributed to the return of college football games after an 11-year hiatus and the strong demand for sports titles in general. Yeah, I don't think people realized fully how big college football was on sports gaming and in the gaming industry. Everybody was like, whoa, where'd they come from? Everybody was expecting like, Madden and 2K, and EA just flipped the script, created something super fun. They took it back to fun for a lot of players, although it didn't seem to last. They did take it back to fun, and they ended up catching the gaming industry off guard. Nobody was prepared. The only game that was ahead of EA college football was Call of Duty Black Ops 6. How dare they push this college basketball game without addressing the cheaters? Frisco Brown. Every time I lag now, I know for sure the other team is cheating. How are you cheating in a basketball game? Lames. The college basketball add-on was about to be fired on 2K. Well, I mean, it's happening right now. The release of college basketball comes this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time when season 5 drops. You guys will get to experience it. There's also going to be a new park. It's not, I'm talking about like the triple threat joint, the My Team park. This college expansion for 2K is going to fall on its face. They still haven't addressed the cheating in the NBA game. What do you think is going to happen in college? And that's what a lot of people are concerned about. They feel like 2K is not prepared. And I'll just throw this out there and you guys share your feedback. I'm thinking that we haven't heard from Mike Wang since October 14th, if I'm not mistaken, to be exact. We haven't heard from Mike Wang. It's been crickets. It's almost like 2K headquarters has sent out a memo and said nobody respond to what's going on in regards to cheating, because not one person has responded to show some level of transparency that they're even aware that there's a cheating issue on the game. So it seemed like an organized effort on 2K's behalf to disregard like the cheating complaints. There's just nobody talking about it. So I'm thinking that 2K wanted Mike Wang and the development team to focus on getting this college basketball game released in the My Team game mode. So they must have been hard at work. Now I'm saying, okay, now that the college basketball game is released in season 5, will we get like a turn of events for cheaters? Because 2K still has an opportunity to flip this around. But then there's another side to this that we all got to know about and talk about, is that the difficulty in identifying cheaters, banning cheaters, and removing them from the game has evolved. Everything has changed, where now it seems to be that the software alone will not be able to identify cheaters because the devices they're using are undetectable. So I don't know where this goes from here. Keep it real, brother. Are you playing this college expansion on Friday? I'm not playing. I might play it for content. Like I might check it out for content, but I don't play My Team. I might just go live and see what it's about to show everybody. But no, I don't intend to play this joint. If it turns out to be fun, I'll play it. They said something about that. Let me see if I could pull it up. They did say something about the nil for real players. Yeah, they did touch on it. I can't recall where I had it at, but they said something about the value of the nil. Runs look like. Let's see if I could find it. Where did I put it at? Was it in here? See if I could bring it up. I know they did touch base on it. I got a bunch of screenshots here, so I can't fully pull it up. For the folks that are just tuning in, we're going to just play off the college basketball trailer in the background. And I'm going to look for this. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't seem to find it. Is the Rec Unis college base? I can't call it. From what I understand, we don't have to pay for this college basketball incorporated into NBA 2K26. There is going to be like a pro pass for the My Team side of things, and they're going to have rewards. But from what I understand so far, we don't have to pay for it. 2K did want us to pay for it. They did. That's what the college licensing committee wasn't in agreement with, which is why they didn't want to give the bid to 2K, which is why EA has sent out that announcement that they were making a college basketball game. They thought they had it. But 2K ended up restructuring their bid, then resubmitting their bid to the college licensing committee and the conferences, and they won that. And with that restructuring came the idea of this introduction in NBA 2K26. And they gave us a little nugget earlier in the year that we should be expecting this to happen. I told you guys all about it when it did happen. And I think that's what 2K was working on. So hopefully, now that their hands are no longer tied from creating this stuff, maybe we'll see some work towards, getting these cheaters out of here. Best update, not gonna lie, it might be. They have those college mascots, which look pretty dope. I wish they didn't always feel the need. I literally have no idea how this is supposed to be implemented into 2K26. Well, from what they're saying, is like the ultimate team. I don't know either. I don't play My Team, so I'm not 100% sure what that's gonna look like. You do have to pay for the passes, but I'm not 100% sure. I think you're gonna be able to experience the college basketball without paying anything. That's my initial thought. If I hear anything different, I'll make another video. We'll talk about it, and I'll go live again explaining all the details behind payment for this college basketball experience. But from what I understand right now, and considering all the politics that I explained during this live stream, I don't think 2K intends for you guys to pay. I think they just want to introduce this to you guys to get the hype up, build up that hype for a standalone college basketball game, because that's the intention here. The intention is for 2K to make a standalone college basketball game to remake the success which I shared with you just a second ago, the amount of success that college football had on the gaming industry. They want to remake that for college basketball and bring a lot more fans to college sports. Only for My Team, boo. Yeah, it's a money grab. It is a money grab. 2K wanted, they 2K shamelessly told this to the college licensing committee, yeah? Hold on. Maybe some folks are just tuning in. We'll go back to it. And I'll pull it back up and tell you guys what was 2K's initial bid, what they initially wanted to present to you guys. It was only because of the fight back, like the pushback from the college licensing committee. It was only because of that pushback and the confidence in what a college basketball game could bring that 2K had to restructure their formal bid, their first initial formal bid. So we'll go through that. Those are you guys see the Pro Pass. So I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I know 2K wants to make money on it. Let me pull up the initial formal bid. So you guys, for the people who are just tuning in, this was their formal bid. Let me get that on there. Okay, I'll pull that up. Let's see if I could pull this up now. 2K Sports proposed a non-exclusive model. Let me pull this up. For a limited number of D1 basketball teams that will be in a 5v5 tournament gameplay format integrated into NBA 2K Game My Team mode via downloadable content. That was the initial bid, but mind you, this has been restructured since then. This is the bid that the College Licensing Committee did not accept. They didn't want this for a college basketball game. It was going to be a separate purchase in addition to the purchase of the NBA game. 2K would assess the viability of a standalone college basketball game that would be contingent on some measurable milestones for 2K28. Some of those contingencies included DLC sales that had to meet/exceed $3 million. On top of that, the game needed to have a 50% propensity to buy a full game from consumer surveys. So after you purchase this DLC, which we'll put this down, after 2K's initial bid said, after you guys purchase this DLC, we're going to send you a survey. You tell us how you like it, and we need 50% of all those people who we sold to say that they're willing to buy a standalone game. And it was only then that they would consider making that standalone game after those contingencies were met. I have a feeling that 2K went behind the scenes, finagled the agreement to get the license or whatever. And I know there has to be a certain level of agreement being made, but 2K is going to find a way to make more money than they anticipated off of this stuff, whether that be through passes or whatnot. They're going to bank on it. Because 2K's first bid was just like a slap in the face, especially considering the success of college football. It was just a slap in the face to the College Licensing Committee, and they didn't agree with 2K's bid, which is why they gave it to EA. They recommended EA to make the game. We need modded basketball games like GTA RP. They can barely manage the NBA part. And they want to add another game? Gotta be kicking me, man. This the deal I thought they were running with. Glad they didn't let 2K play us with another money grab for something that should have started in a game. And I'm glad you said that, No Cap Fox, because it's facts. The CLC fully aware of their potential for success, because they saw the numbers, they saw what college football did. So the CLC said, no, we're not accepting that. This is not about you, 2K. This is what the College Licensing Committee is saying. Listen, we got a whole bag here. They got EA and 2K to submit formal bids. They're saying we got a gigantic bag here. Look at what college football did. It was the number one sports game. It was the number one selling sports game in sports game history. So they said, we want to recreate this for college basketball, bringing more fans to the sport like college football did with their college game. 2K, completely naive or ignorant to what college football, the success of college football, even though college football was one of the games that sold more than 2K. They outsold Madden. They outsold 2K games. The only game ahead of them was Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in regards to sales. People love that college football game. College Licensing Committee, like, yo, we got a bag here and we could bring a ton of fans to the sports. Let's send out this proposal to 5 different publishers and see who bites. 2K and EA, they both submitted bids off of this initial proposal. And 2K's bid was a straight slap in the face. EA's bid came straight forward, said, we got it. We'll make a standalone game. Hype just to get back into the industry. They've been trying to get their foot back into the door for the longest time, and said, we got you. Don't worry about it. College licensing was in agreement with EA's bid, so they wanted to recommend EA to the conferences. 2K went behind the scenes, according to Mike Brown, with extra points. They went behind the scenes, breaking the non-disclosure agreement, went directly to the conferences, and ended up persuading them to hold off on giving it to EA. They restructured their bid, resubmitted it for a standalone game, and we got what we got right now. True Hall of Fame Bill's in the building, said, let's find a game developer and we all can invest for 2 years, and let's see 2K needs a competitor badly. You could probably take all our investments and it won't match up to what 2K is making. There's so much money in this industry, is just ridiculous. Take everybody in this live stream, multiply it by 25,000, all of our money, and we won't even be able to come up with what 2K spends on the NBA license. Last heard at $1.1 billion. That's what 2K was paying out. Now they got a new venture, joint venture with the NBA, Take-Two, creating NBA Take-Two Media. So Lord knows there's even more politics behind the scenes. It would take them 5 years at least to make the game. No, the game is going to be made for we're talking about next year, the standalone game coming out, yeah? That's part of the agreement. EA proposed that they would get it out. They were targeting 2028. 2K's initial bid targeted a 2030 release. So their initial bid was for 2030, and around 2032 will be a release. But now, after the restructuring, they're trying to get this college basketball game out by next year. And you can see they're hard at work, because we're not hearing anything from the devs. Them boys are gone. But yeah, their initial bid was for something around 2030. I don't want to break anybody's heart. I know the homie said, just bring back NBA Live, EA, where you at. I don't want to break anybody's heart, but this was reported by Brian Mazik with Forbes.com. EA wanted to drop a free-to-play game just to get their foot in the door. They were like desperately trying to get their foot in the door. They know a good way to get their foot in the door was to drop a free-to-play game to get more eyes and hands on the game. The NBA has stepped in on 2K's behalf to tell EA that you cannot drop a free-to-play game because it's going to affect the sales of 2K. Shortly thereafter, the whole EA NBA Live team was disbanded. They were prepared to drop a free-to-play game. NBA said, nah, you tripping. You can't affect our relationship that we got going on here. I just wanted to put this out there. The last I heard, I don't know what's changed with the licensing agreement in this new joint venture between the NBA and Take-Two, parent company of 2K. But from what I understand, the license is open. Other publishers can get licensing. It's not like 2K has an exclusive license with the NBA for player likenesses, but it does cost a lot. And if a game wants to use player likenesses, they gotta fork over something between 10 to 15% of the revenue that's generated by using those player likenesses. So, that's a big chunk of money to consider. And you got to have a certain level of success. You're handing that over, and then considering your investors and all of that. That's the thing with sports gaming. It's super high risk for investors. But you would think making a basketball game is a slam dunk. Without that licensing, it's hard to convince an investor to say, go ahead and invest in what we got going on. It's hard to convince them. I think any investor, unless they're familiar with the experience, unless they were a 2K player experiencing, like the homie said earlier, man, they could drop any game. Just give us something very similar in regards to player development that 2K has, minus the NBA license. But it'll be more difficult to convince an investor to accept that idea. Us gamers will be like, yeah, we'll give it a shot, especially if it plays something similar to 2K. movement, dribble animation, shooting, player development, attributes, badges. If it plays something similar to 2K, 2K players can easily be convinced to play something else. I don't think investors are even aware of that. I don't think they know that. So it'll take like a jaded 2K player right now, mad at what 2K is developing, who's in college right now, taking up gameplay development, and see the potential for success with a non-licensed basketball game. Something like the homie said, a street ball game, Ballers or something like that. Someone has to be coming up in the 2K experience to say, man, we could do so much better than 2K. How many other companies could do so much better than 2K? But they do need that technology. I believe they do need that technology. Exactly right. Yeah. He said, but they kind of do got a stranglehold on the licensing because their deal is dictating business with their competition. Yeah. Yeah. You said it. You said it. I think EA was taking the right approach because we know 2K makes a lot of their money through recurring consumer spending, microtransactions. So 2K probably, so EA probably wanted to do the same thing with, who knows what EA would have did. They would have had to make up that money somehow. So there was going to be in-game purchases. It's just how aggressive was those microtransactions going to be. The next basketball game needs to have yearly cycles, take time with the game quality. I keep hearing that, and every time I hear that, Blair, Slim, he said this is similar to how it was with the NFL, 2K trying to get back when EA had control of the license. Yeah, and mind you, 2K's NFL game was super dope. That joint was so fun. That's when 2K was really focused on the fun. EA was already big. So they were already like in the process of what 2K was doing over the last 5 years with simulating basketball, and they were simulating football. And NFL 2K came onto the scene. Just give them hard hits and fast gameplay. NFL 2K, probably one of the best football games I ever experienced, and it was noticed instantly. I haven't played Madden in a year, so I don't know how much that has evolved, but I know back then when NFL 2K dropped, it felt like it was light years ahead of Madden. That was my experience, at least. NCAA basketball was goated. Only thing with that's crazy because to make generic players in those games never get the light of day. Bunch of random Joe Schmoes. They can't be lame with it. They just can't be lame with it. Just allow players to create their own player and go play street ball. We'll go to different tournaments in different cities, different states and countries. Give us a journey. Give us a little training method. Don't make it tedious. Just make it about basketball. But something in there that allows us to create a basketball journey. And just participate in different tournaments and such. But it's hard to sell that idea to an investor. He said, I would play a new NBA Street game or NFL Street. It's really bringing it back to the fun. I think 2K, they trying to go back to the fun with NBA 2K26, but they've gotten so much heat for giving us a pure green window and allowing shooting to be so much easier than it was over, compared to last year. They're trying to go back into the fun, but when they go back to fun, we get an influx of cheaters. I pay to beta test. 2K definitely the only game I own I've paid to beta test. Feels like the dev team is being rushed. It's hard for me to accept that the dev team is being rushed and that another year, because in my opinion, this is all by design. Yeah. 2K could get out the best product known to man. But like we had said earlier, they're taking baby steps intentionally. I don't feel another year would allow 2K to develop a better basketball. I genuinely do not feel that. What they're dropping is by design and it's intentional. That's how I feel. We could definitely share a difference in opinion, but another year just means we have to wait longer to get the same crap. I don't feel like 2K is being rushed. They are in need or want for nothing. They have endless amounts of resources, financial resources. They could literally today buy a new building, put a whole new development team in there to just work on 2K28. Have this team working on 27, that team working on 20. They have that type of money. They could hire whoever they want and barely take a hit. So when I hear folks say, yeah, no, but they need, in order to save time on something, then they could add more, more folks to the team. But I feel like this is all by design. This is all intentional. Yeah, our experience on 2K is intentional, is by design, and to think this thing is planned out 10 years in advance, 5 to 10 years in advance. They just need to make sure. I think 2K's, in my opinion, I feel like their main thought process is making sure that nothing is coming up behind the scenes so they can coast their way. I haven't played 2K in a while. I had to take a step back from sports games. I've been so close to getting on Elden Ring, but man, those fights be a nightmare. I'll tell you one thing, that if I do get on Elden Ring, because last time I was on Elden Ring, I would literally spend 2 hours on one boss. And it was hella fun. I ain't gonna front. Even though you're losing, it's frustrating. But the game is so dope that, you're willing to take that L. Sacrificing your time. But if I do get on Elden Ring this time around, every single boss I run into, I'm YouTubing. How do you beat him? Pause. When college basketball come out, 2K is finished. Huh? I think you're new here, Rebel. We just finished talking about 2K is releasing a college basketball game. It's 2K that's releasing. It's 2K that's releasing the college basketball game. Mr. Reddy is dropping this Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We're getting our first glimpse and introduction. And this is only the initial stage where 2K is going to release a standalone college basketball game, maybe 2K28. Street Ball Legends will be fire. Tournaments, then you could just throw tourneys with friends or join open runs. Just tough to find a development group with the resources and money. Try and finesse. They slap some new clothes. You can't get a new year. Same clunky animations. He said, why was PS4 2K20 better than this? Are we matching it up to our memories? I feel like I feel you on that. I'll just say that much. Elden Ring is my favorite game, and I am primarily a sports gamer. We're getting a 7.9. With the new build system, they are definitely cashing out. Crimson Desert is my next most highly anticipated release. I've been keeping my eye on that for the longest time now, and I'm heavily looking forward to that releasing March 16th, if I'm not mistaken. We're less than a month out from probably the only game on the market right now that's going to give GTA some competition. This game is 2 times larger than Skyrim, the open world. Yeah, if you like Elden Ring, you're going to love Crimson Desert. Been enjoying your stream. Wife and I have been cooking up some dinner in the kitchen. That's what's up. Appreciate you, Scott. Thanks for tuning in. You and your wife. I fear Crimson Desert is going to be ambitious, but will fall short with bugs. I hope not. I get that, especially, what they got, the, I forgot, Black Desert Online. It looks amazing. Every time they're showing us more and more clips of Crimson Desert, it looks just amazing. Open for expansion as well. Hopefully they're really gonna nail it, especially with all the good publicity they're receiving. Hopefully they knock it out the park. It's hella ambitious though, Bishop. It's hella ambitious. They focus on nonsense. Slim said is their fault. They focus on nonsense instead of fixing cracks in the foundation that is stable. They choose to revamp dribbling every year, adjust shooting mechanics, and create a dynamic dunk meter. They fail to fix the broken defense, poor contest system, and wacky passing animations and catch animations and queue up at the worst times. The core fundamental aspects of the game should be locked in before moving on, which is why it makes us feel like we're guinea pigs in a rat race, just trying to game, like we're gameplay testers. We're gameplay testing the game. When those core, this is what makes, we see these flaws. We notice these type of flaws, and this is what makes, like, you know, a gamer like me who says, like, who goes through years where, say, like, catch animations were never a thing, and then 2K incorporates catch animations for some strange reason. The randomness in catch animations, the twists of the body, and all this stuff for the sake of realism. We're like, damn, nah, I just got my hands on the ball, I just want to shoot it. How do you speed up tell me I got to take this millisecond no dip shot, but it doesn't factor in a catch animation, and you can't do them both the same. We don't have, like, our players are not zoomed in that way for us to notice. If it was a first person view, then maybe I would notice that my players turned around and I got a poor catch animation, but all this happens in milliseconds. We're highly likely going to mistime our shot. And it's so random. The core fundamental aspects of the game that were already fixed, like joining your friends, that became an issue, and that was an issue every single year. The neglect in these, like, priorities for creating a good experience for 2K players, just neglecting those type of issues, it makes me personally, with the ton of experience I have playing 2K, feel like they're not putting their all, like their hearts are not in it. How do you create an online basketball game that has anywhere from 1v1 to 5v5s, meaning at any given time, 10 individual players in their homes could be on the game, but you don't make sure upon release that players are able to join each other to enjoy the game? You know, it's mind-boggling to me. But then offer us a fix way later and have us jumping through hoops just to get into the same lobby as our friends. I'm not going to forget NBA 2K26 and having to go into the squad finder and finesse the squad finder in order to get people into our lobby, or having to go into, invite them into our pro-am team, and then meeting in the pro-am just to come out and go into the city in hopes that we're still in the same city, and then go into the rec in hopes that we're still in the same rec lobby, wasting about a half an hour of our time to an hour of our time just to get onto the same team to play the game. I ain't forgetting that. Make couch co-op games great again. Now we got attributes, kept motion styles and animations that we spend so much to get that are useless. Yeah, half the animations suck. We all end up using the same exact things. If 2K makes college basketball, I will not buy it unless it's free or you don't have to grind your build up. Well, they're gonna make, it's already written, yeah. This is why we're having this live stream. 2K, let's put this out there clear for everyone to hear. 2K is making a standalone college basketball game, y'all. They are making it. This Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, you guys are going to get your first glimpse as to what 2K is making. I covered all this stuff months ago. And now 2K is introducing it. They're making that college basketball game, and I have a strong feeling it's going to be the process for progressing in the game, I have a feeling is going to be very similar to 2K. It's a winning formula. Why wouldn't they incorporate this into their college basketball game? It's a winning formula. He said, me and my girl always play couch co-op games together. It is dope. It Takes Two and Split Faction are fun to play with a shorty at the crib. Pro tip. Yeah, it is dope. Those games do look dope. What up, Babacar? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. All right, y'all. I wanted to get this live stream up. Again, we're going to be creating a video from this live stream for tomorrow. Hopefully you guys could tune in, and I'll catch you guys if I receive any information, additional information about the college basketball game. Now, whether we're going to be charged for this on Friday, I highly doubt we're going to be charged for this. They might finesse some way to get money out of us. But if I get any additional information, I will create a video and share with you guys in one form or another, whether that's a short, a full long form video, or another live stream. But wishing y'all a safe and blessed one. I'll catch you on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all. Mud Dog, easy. Later, y'all.